I told you to stay out of this.
Forgive me if I'm mistaken that the royal mistress present the princess with a toast before taking her position in her family.
I've ruined your veil. Well, you wouldn't want to be seen in a tarnished garment, would you? Show the entire kingdom just how hideous you are.
God almighty. The princess is actually beautiful.
That's not Princess Eleanor. We've all seen her face. How could she have gotten a new one overnight?
Are you really Princess Eleanor? Then why is your face like this? What happened to the lesions?
My mother sent a master witch doctor.
Fine. You got what you wanted. You wanted to show your healed face off. But you will pay for this, princess.
Bring it on.
The princess has been struck!
Ever heard of time travel? I hadn't either. I was a doctor in the 21st century, passionate about herbal remedies, but life ended abruptly. When I awoke, it was as a 13th century princess, with modern memories and medieval challenges. I'm facing a world that sees me as royalty, but unfamiliar with who I truly am. If this is a second chance, I'm determined to make it count.
Shall I prepare your bed, my lady? You should rest. No, I shouldn't sleep. I could have a concussion. A what? Don't worry about it. I'm fine. I know. Chamomile tea. Herbs always make you feel better. I'm simply positive Lady Nerissa hit that ball at you. She did it on purpose. I'll bet she wants you injured so you won't come to the ceremony. Ceremony? What ceremony? My lady, we just talked about it. The prince is taking Lady Nerissa as his royal mistress. You remember that, right? You may have to remind me of some things, Florence. My head injury, it may cause some delays in my memory. Of course, my lady. I'm at your service as always. But you can't tell us, so no one in the castle should think that I'm weak. They already do think I'm weak. Don't answer that. Okay. No. So what is this royal ceremony? I assume everyone important's gonna be there? Pretty grand event. It's been in the planning for months now. So my husband wants to take another woman. Must not be very happy with me. How often do we share a bed? You and the prince have never consummated your marriage. Never? He's never touched me? Why wouldn't he? That's right. My face. Lots of toxins under the ectodermal tissue. What?
Princess Eleanor! I hear you have been injured.
It's Prince James. Okay. My lady, that is forbidden! You can't open the door without your veil. Why not? The prince, he refuses to look at your face. You speak through the wall normally. Nothing about today's been normal anyways.
How dare you open the door and look directly at your prince?
You wish to speak to me. You can look me in the face.
What has gotten into you, princess? Hide yourself immediately.
I refuse to cower behind this door while you bark orders at me like some peasant. So you can either see what you came here to say, or leave.
Tomorrow is the royal mistress ceremony. It's an important day for me, as you know. So you better stay out. If I see you tomorrow, there will be consequences.
Are we done here? I'm not feeling too well.
And do not ever show your face to me again.
You didn't beg him to stay as you always do. Beg? No, Florence, no. Now, rather than love someone who doesn't cherish you, you have to love yourself first. I don't need a man who doesn't know my worth.
May I say something to my lady that might sound rather crude?
By all means, Flo.
I'm glad you got hit in the head. It's made you so different. So brave.
It's nothing like a near-death experience to remind you of your own strength. Alright. So it seems as though the prince wants the entire castle to see his mistresses more powerful than me. What do you think?
He is somewhat scheming like that.
Listen closely. If we're gonna play this correctly, we are going to be able to be in a position where no one will ever be able to talk down to us ever again.
What kind of position, my lady?
Queen.
My lady has never had such ambitions before.
First things first, I have to do something about my face. Kingdom is never gonna take me seriously. I have an idea. Is there anywhere in the castle grounds where plants are grown?
Be stealth, my lady. Your presence here would cause alarm amongst the staff.
Who did all of this, Florence?
There are rumors of a monk who traveled all over the world and brought all these plants here 100 years ago.
We have to come back here and gather some of these. They could be great for healing.
I tried telling you about this garden before, but my lady wasn't interested at the time.
I could finally test out my theory. The one that doctors would never entertain. I'd prove them wrong. I'd prove everyone wrong.
What will you do with it, my lady?
This is medicine, Florence. It contains all sorts of antitoxins. I'm going to grind it into a paste and apply it to my face.
Since when do you know so much about plants?
I was taught by my mother in a convent where we learned all about healing. I didn't say anything because I didn't want anyone to think I was practicing witchcraft. So you won't tell anyone. Swear?
On Sir Benjamin's life.
Sir Benjamin? Is that your boyfriend?
Boyfriend, my lady? He's the royal cat.
Who goes there?
Stewardess! It is just me, Lady Florence.
What are you doing out in the garden? You should be tending to the princess.
I just came to find the beans.
Beans are cropped out in the field. And why do you need beans right now anyway?
I don't know what to tell you, stewardess. I just love beans.
Perhaps.
Beans? What were you thinking?
I panicked.
I need you to grab some of those leaves for me and crush them in my tea. It's a natural fever reducer. In fact, we probably should have some of those herbs on hand, as well as some sterile needles and thread.
I must say, my lady, I'm quite shocked. You never knew all of these things before.
You know what? Let's check the progress of these antitoxins. If this works, we are gonna make quite an impression today.
And what if it doesn't?
We'll find another way. She may have a great aim with the croquet mallet, but maybe there's less of anything coming. That will not be usurped by mistress.
The mistress ceremony, where Prince James would announce his choice of mistress in front of his booze-hound friends.
That little witch is not here. Our plan hasn't worked.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, it is my honor to welcome you to one of our favorite parties of the year, the Royal Mistress Ceremony. Now, who is ready to start the festivities? How dare you show yourself here?
Your Highness, I merely wanted to watch the ceremony. Surely you wouldn't chastise me for this.
Of course. My wife is welcome at any party of mine. However ugly she is. As many of you know, my father died when I was very young and passed the throne to his brother instead of me. But I became a war hero. I first laid eyes on Lady Nerissa Rawson at a ball when I was 16. Beauty struck me like a lightning bolt. I wanted to marry her. But my uncle, the new king, refused my proposal. As many of you know, he made other arrangements for me. However, when I insisted that Lady Nerissa be my official royal mistress, there was nothing he could do or say because I am a Lord of War! I can't imagine you dare disobey your prince. But if anyone has any objections, speak now.
I do.
I told you to stay out of this.
Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but is it not tradition in the land of Reeve that the royal mistress present the princess with a toast before taking her position in her family?
Princess, you are crossing a line.
It's the king's line. If you allow the prince to go against the rules, then you will be allowing him to go against the king's law.
We should do as customary, my lord, so that I will be officially recognized.
In following with tradition. Lady Rawson, please offer this wine to Princess Eleanor and ask to be welcomed into the House of Reeve.
Princess Eleanor of Eden, I hereby ask for your blessing to be the official royal mistress you disgusting have.
After you drink from this cup, you will receive my permission to enter our household.
Thank you for welcoming me into your fold, kind sister.
My heart raced. What if the knife was poisoned? I needed to go get an antitoxin to clean the wound as fast as possible. But that was exactly what Nerissa wanted. I had to stay strong and keep her in her place.
What's wrong, princess? Aren't you going to drink any wine?
No. According to the rules, you will smoke for me.
What? Gladly, princess. Well, you wouldn't want to be seen in a tarnished garment, would you? Go on. Show the entire kingdom just how hideous you are.
These fools were all about to get the shock of their lives.
All right. The princess is actually beautiful.
That's not Princess Eleanor. We've all seen her face. We saw it when she fell yesterday.
Princess Eleanor? Then why is your face like this? What happened to the lesions?
My mother sent a master witch doctor.
Fine. You got what you wanted. You wanted to show your healed face off. It's done. Now go! You will pay for this, princess.
Bring it on, husband.
The princess has it out for me. It does matter. I saw the way you looked at her. She was beautiful, wasn't she?
Listen to me, my pretty. I don't care about her at all. I find her repulsive.
Why do you despise her so?
Back when I was a baby, King Philip joined forces with Princess Eleanor's father, Lord Frederick Eden, to kill my mother and father.
Traitors.
Every time I see her face, I am reminded of my parents.
Does the princess know about this incident?
No. And someday, I'm going to make her pay for what her father did.
Wouldn't it be great if we could get a little revenge together?
Sir Lawrence, we need you!
Your Highness called?
Bring Princess Eleanor here.
I
can't believe that wench secretly cut you in front of the whole court. But at least the knife was not poisoned. She's not that smart. I still can't get over the look on the prince's face the moment you interrupted the proceedings. I still can't believe that we got away with it. Stewardess Maggie, how can I help you?
I'm to accompany you to the prince's chambers. He is demanding that you serve him and Lady Nerissa this evening.
Serve him? What do you mean by serve him?
As a servant, Your Highness.
I am princess and head of this household. I'm not a servant. You can tell His Royal Highness that I refuse.
If you comply, they will forgive your behavior at the ceremony. If you do not, I cannot guarantee your status or your life.
Okay, I'll do it.
You're not objecting.
Well, if the prince asks me to serve, then of course I must serve him.
My mind raced to come up with a plan. That's when I noticed the battle flags. Florence told me of the latest deadly battle. Rumors were flying that the prince refused to speak of it. He had flashbacks at night and couldn't sleep. Bingo.
I'm sorry to have summoned you, Princess.
Sir Lawrence. It's fine. Could you help me get one of these flags down?
Princess?
Could you please just help me get one of these flags? The bloodier the better.
What do you need a flag for?
I hoped this would be the perfect way to distract the prince from getting intimate with Nerissa.
You might hear about it in the morning.
Tread lightly, Princess.
I'm here, my prince, to serve.
Servant, draw the canopy for us at once.
Yes, of course. Anything for my prince and the mistress.
The royal mistress is thirsty. Bring her some wine.
Of course.
I can't believe the princess herself is serving us.
Well, as long as you're happy, so am I.
Go! If the mistress needs anything else, we will call you.
I could tell I was getting deep under his skin. And I admit, I loved it. He would think twice before messing with me again.
I want her to be jealous and angry. What are you doing?
Didn't you know that in the olden days, the flag bearer comes and cheers while the royal family consummates their relationships?
Are you seeking death?
I will not hesitate to kill you.
Carefully, husband.
I knew this bloodied flag would awaken the prince's painful memories of that terrible war, the people he lost. It was the price he paid to become the Lord of War. If only I had known the price I'd pay for reminding him.
Sir Lawrence, come in here at once! Bind her. Bind this vile woman.
I can't, Your Highness. What is the problem?
Bind her immediately! I order you!
But I knew the staff wasn't allowed to touch me. This was all part of my plan.
You brought me here because of your own petty revenge. So you're obsessed with tormenting me for some reason. And now, you're really gonna punish me because you can't make love to your mistress?
How dare you undermine my love for my mistress!
My lord, I am obligated to remind you that this is the princess. She belongs to the house, and she comes from royalty. If you punish her, it might not sit well with some people.
Forget the rules, Lawrence! If you will not bind her, I will have your head!
No, Sir Lawrence, you wouldn't dare.
I'm sorry, Princess. I have no power here.
You can't be serious. You can't do this. I'm your wife.
What do you want me to do, sire? Take her to the chair.
The chair? This was it. I was sure I was gonna die. For real this time. I hadn't fully considered the brutality of medieval times when I concocted my plan to interrupt the prince's lovemaking.
You don't have to do this, Sir Lawrence.
You know my hands are tied, Princess.
No, actually, mine were.
I'm sorry, Princess. It's the prince's orders. He just wants to apologize.
But I knew I could survive this. And when it was all over, I would get my revenge and become queen.
I will never apologize to him.
Then I must bind you to this chair. Wait!
You come to your senses, my prince?
Do as I say. Now! Your robes mustn't interfere with the pain of the chains around your limbs. I knew you would go too easy on her. I had to see to her pain myself. Now sit. All you have to do is apologize, and you will be released.
I will never apologize to you. And you can't make me.
You're too stubborn for your own good.
The prince wanted to see me crying and begging for mercy. I wouldn't give him that.
Why won't she break? Bind her tighter.
I'm afraid that's not wise, Your Highness.
Do it. Now!
Is this really how you treat your wife? Princesses should be treated like royalty. You treat me like dirt!
That is what you deserve for what your family has done.
What do you even mean? What has my family done to you?
Have you learned your lesson now? Do you apologize?
Thanks to you. I'm even stronger than I was before.
You think you can get away with things just because your face is no longer vile to look at? You're still a woman! Don't forget!
Why don't you just admit that you find me beautiful? Is that what's making you so angry, sweet James?
You think you can seduce me with your devilish ways? You'll never compare to Narissa! Never!
Narissa is not a princess. And she never will be.
Don't look at me like that! What is wrong with you? You weren't like this before. You used to look at me like a lovesick, frightened deer. But now, you don't seem to care about me at all!
I was getting under his skin. He was afraid of me. I had him wrapped around my finger now.
You're right. I couldn't care less about you.
All right, Lawrence. Release your bindings.
I'd won this battle. Or so I thought.
You had your chance, Princess. Lawrence, give her the real punishment now.
Please, Your Highness. If I lash her, she will surely die.
So be it. Let's see if her back is as hard as her tongue.
Go ahead, Sir Lawrence.
I can take it.
But
Do it!
What are you waiting for? Have you no stomach for punishment?
The pain was unimaginable, but I had to keep strong. When I became queen, I would remember how resilient and brave I was in the face of evil. I could feel myself on the edge of death. But this time, I refused to be run down.
Beg me for mercy!
Hope you've learned your lesson.
I hope you've learned yours. You will never make me.
Call the royalist doctor to attend to her.
You will do no such thing. I go back to her room. And let God decide whether she lives or dies.
Will Ellie survive her wounds? How will she take revenge on the prince? Is the prince really falling for her? And what will Larissa do to take Ellie's place?